Good afternoon, everyone. This is Tom Osa, member of the Workforce Development Board. I want to welcome you to another Friday Forum episode. We've been conducting these meetings via Zoom since the beginning of March. It started off at when the COVID-19 pandemic was pretty much getting toward its peak, and we wanted to have a forum for people be able to communicate with their local leaders and local representatives. And also have quality guests to talk about issues concerning Rockland County. And the format has morphed over the last few months. Recently, we've continued on with quality guests looking to make a difference in the community, both in the business and private sectors. So again, I'm your host, Tom Osa, part of the Workforce Development Board of Rockland County, who also sponsor this series. Thank you to the WDB for sponsoring it. It's also sponsored by the Chamber Alliance of Rockland County. That's a collection of 8 different chambers of commerce across Rockland County, such as North Rockland, New City, Nyack, Nanuet, Pearl River, Suffern Sloatsburg, just a variety of chambers of commerce looking to continue to develop business in this area. And the technology arm of this is our company, Rockland's Web. Want to, as always, thank Deborah Thomas, Executive Director of the Workforce Development Board, for championing these episodes. And I see Deborah is on with us today. How you doing, Debbie?
Good, thank you. Thanks, Tom, for your continued support. And I just wanted to say welcome to Bill. Thanks so much for joining us.
How are you, Deborah?
I'm great. Look forward to spending time with you today.
Okay.
And thanks to our partners at the Chamber Alliance. And on behalf of the board and the executive committee of the Workforce Development in Rockland, we are appreciative of everyone's support. I know we've had a tough week and we're looking forward to wrapping it up. Thank you.
Yeah, can't wait for 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock to show up. It can't get here soon enough, but here we are. And also we have Phyllis Tucker here. Phyllis is with us regularly. How you doing, Phyllis?
I'm good. How are you? Hi, Bill. How are you?
How are you?
I'm good. How about yourself? Hi, Deb.
How did everybody do with power outages? I know half of our team was down on Tuesday and a third of them on Wednesday. Everybody got their power back? We're good?
Yeah, Bill is happy he's not the utility in the limelight today.
We have a very, very good relationship with O&R, and they are up against a historically difficult storm. And I know they're doing great work.
Yes, they are.
Second only to Sandy from what some people have said in terms of the damage accrued. So, well, let's get right into meeting with our guest. We have Bill Madden, who's the Director of External Affairs from SUEZ Water. Headquarters in West Nyack, New York. Bill and I have been working on a few different things over the years. We're part of the North Rockland High School Academy of Finance together. That's one of the things that Bill does amongst many, as you see. And in addition to that, recently we worked on a small task force to help build back retail business in Stony Point, New York. That's the program's called Bounce Back Stony Point. But prior to that, and throughout his career, Bill has quite the storied travels. Right now, responsible for Rockland, Westchester, Orange, government relations, media, community, and customer, senior management roles at other agencies. Has Madden Communications and Marketing LLC for 8 years, from 2002 to 2010. KPMG is one of the biggest accounting firms. Gannett, which some of you know is the Rockland Journal News, was there for 19 years. That's something I learned recently when Bill sent this over. And various advisory boards, the Bachelor of Science in Accounting, St. Thomas Aquinas College. So welcome, Bill, to Friday Forum. We appreciate your time. We know you're a busy person, especially this week. What's going on?
Glad. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, my first question to you is, when do you find time to sleep?
Well, you know, I've lived in Rockland since 1968, and I love the community. Working for SUEZ, which I think is a tremendous company. one of the largest employers in Rockland, one of the largest taxpayers in Rockland. We pay $24 million in property taxes because we own so much property, 2,400 acres. And we'll talk about our corporate citizenship later on.
Nice. So we talked prior to this, and as usual, we have a good format of different topics that we're going to cover. So first and foremost is we've all had some interesting months, especially since the dawn of the COVID-19 pandemic, and I'm sure that SUEZ has responded accordingly. So maybe you could tell us a little bit about how things transpired with SUEZ Water and what you're
Sure.
doing moving forward. Yeah.
Sure. Thanks, Tom. Well, never has water been more important than during the current health crisis. I mean, in fact, the top thing on the lists that you see from the CDC nationally and local health departments is to continue to wash your hands and maintain good hygiene. And since March 15th, when the New York shutdown began, we've been, our entire workforce has been completely focused on sustaining, continuity of service and delivering reliable and healthy water to our customers. And we serve about 300,000 customers in Rockland with a regulated water utility. So it's been a very, very challenging time for us, though we're quite pleased with our results. Aside from just the delivering what we do as a core competency, delivering water, we did many other things to ease the economic burdens on our customers. We no longer shut off customers for non-payment. We have waived all late fees. Again, two initiatives to recognize not only the health impacts of our county, but the economic impact of the economic shutdown. So we think we're contributing to, like everybody else, like our government officials and everybody else, on trying to help our customers through this difficult time. More specifically, I was, as in my role of community relations, from the very beginning, we have been delivering meals to hospital workers and first responder organizations in Rockland. In some cases, we actually delivered meals to ambulance corps and police stations. In other cases, in the two hospitals, for example, we partnered with local businesses and gave out $120 gift cards. And we try to do two things at once: not only recognize the hospital workers for their heroic and courageous performance during this, but at the same time support local businesses. So we found local pizzerias and restaurants in Rockland where we partnered with all this. So we try to do both of those things at the same time. And then last month, nationally, we established the SUEZ COVID Relief Fund. And nationally, we gave out $1.9 million of grants to nonprofits. Locally in Westchester and Rockland, we gave away $150,000 worth of grants. Specifically in Rockland, we gave $20,000 grant to Nyack Hospital, a $20,000 grant to Good Samaritan Hospital, a $20,000 grant to Joanio, and a $20,000 grant to United Way. I think I got them all. And that was, again, to try to ease the burden on these organizations and be the corporate citizen that we think we are. So it's been a unprecedented time, but we will continue to support our customers in every way that we can.
Nice. Did you during this time, did you have colleagues over at SUEZ that were?
Fortunately, we have not had any incidents. Actually, I think we had a small handful between our employees in Rockland and Westchester, which number about 200. A small handful of COVID positives, but nothing that led to anything serious.
Thank goodness for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So another thing, talking about the long-term investment, and this is something that is always planned many years in advance. SUEZ's long-term investment of $330 million in Rockland's water infrastructure.
Yeah. So our rate case was decided on July 16th by the New York Public Service Commission. We were approved for a 4-year rate plan, which will increase our typical Rockland bill by about $4 a month for the next 4 years. We think there's great value in that plan. We will invest in Rockland alone about $330 million in infrastructure improvements over those 4 years. Totally, Rockland Westchester is about $440 million, approximately $500 million. And across the country, replacing infrastructure has become a real theme. And privately owned companies like ours can find the funding to do that. And as you see in our rate case, we've pledged so much money, and that is something that you'll see public water utilities, like most of them in New York and New Jersey and in the region, and actually in the tri-state area, are strangled by government mandates, unsustainable pensions, and other rising costs, and they are not investing that kind of money in infrastructure improvements. So we are quite proud of that. What does that mean? Where does that money go? Well, I mean, it's for improvements to dams and replacement of pipes and wells and pumps, and money that goes to treating water. So it's a wide variety of things that we'll be able to enhance our service to our 300,000 customers in Rockland.
Nice. Now, when you talk about infrastructure, and I just, this is me not being in manufacturing or any sort of corporate industry. So we talk about different things. We talk about piping and I guess sourcing the water from various locations, the facilities to transmit the water. So is there any sort of like a general breakdown about, I know that like there's plans that are always in place on how that the monies are allocated and what's being used for what. How would one find out about that?
Well, sure. In our news release that we distributed to the media and posted on our website, we list the dollar of values that the breakdown of the 330 million. I mean, for example, I mean, I have a list here. 150 million of that will go to replacing water pipes, which of course is our primary asset. $50 million will go to improving water quality within our treatment plant in West Nyack. 30 million will go to chlorine disinfection improvements. 80 million will go for service line installations and replacements, meter replacements, emergency water main repairs, etc. So it's a wide array of infrastructure improvements. You know, in Rockland, we're in such a unique situation, unlike the communities east of the Hudson River that can that utilize the vast resources, reservoirs in northern New York state, which feeds Westchester and New York City. We have a standalone, self-sufficient water supply. We have 60% of our water supply comes, basically 70% of our water supply come from wells, production wells located across Rockland, and the other 30% comes from our 6 billion gallon reservoir in West Nyack called Lake Forest. So that's why right now our long-term water supply issues are well managed. There was a time 15 years ago when they looked at supply and looked at long-range forecasts and said that we may have a long-term water supply deficit. That's not an issue anymore. But why that was is because we anticipated increased population and less rainfall. So that was a bad equation for us. That is no longer an issue. So that's why Rockland conservation, which we'll talk about that later in the program, conservation in Rockland is particularly important because ultimately we only have a finite water supply here, unlike most of the communities in New York, which rely on vast reservoirs of water. Again, we are self-sufficient within our geographic boundaries. Is the only place we can get our water from the aquifer or from our man-made reservoir in West Nyack.
Gotcha. Bill, I also want to apologize because if you hear some background feedback, so I had mentioned that the internet connection today is a little interesting. So what I did was I switched over to my phone to continue on, and there might have been some audio feedback, so my apologies on that.
No problem.
Yeah. So tell us about the new headquarters in West Nyack.
Sure. So we opened the new headquarters to our customers on July 6th. We are located now about a mile away from our old headquarters. Our old headquarters was on the very popular road in West Nyack Road. We were at 360 West Nyack Road. We are now at 162 Old Mill Road, again in West Nyack. Very close, actually, the reservoir is right across the street from us. We've notified our customers through every possible channel. We've sent them a notice in their bill. We've sent them a separate card in their mail. We've delivered emails, social media, et cetera, et cetera. And it's really been a seamless transition, considering the number of people who pay at the office. But the new office is beautiful, much larger, more modernized customer service area with additional parking. So I think our customers will like it like we do.
All right. I've been there a few times. The original headquarters, back in the day, paying my own water bill.
Right, and we were in the same building for 30 years.
Yeah.
The company has more than doubled in size. In the old building, we had people with desks in the hallway. The next step was to put them on the roof, to tell you the truth. So it took us a while to find a good place. We're now located in the former Tilcon headquarters, which some longtime Rocklanders may know, on the east side of the Lake DeForest. And we're still operating in 2 sites. Our operations folks are still at 360 West Nyack Road, and ultimately we'll have the entire enterprise here at 162 Old Mill Road.
You have a few programs available as a result of the investments that is coming down the pike. You have your new headquarters, but tell us about the customer conservation program.
Sure, and that relates back to the need for Rocklanders to recognize our finite water supply and the value of a conservation program. And within water utilities across the country, and we're in all the major professional groups, this is a unique, innovative program. I tell my kids all the time, what car dealership do you see that give away want to sell less cars? And we want to sell less water, because that's in the future. We may face the same deficit we did 15 years ago. We rely again on the aquifer where we pump from. We have 60 production wells and our man-made reservoir. So 3 years ago, we worked with the PSC to launch a very unique conservation program that allows for very significant cash rebates for the purchase of water efficient products, standard household products. And this is a program both for businesses and for home residences. So if you buy a water efficient toilet or a washing machine, you get a $100 rebate. And financial rebate. I'm used to a $12.50 rebate, $3.75 rebate. These are substantial. And to date, now through 3 years, we've redeemed about 7,000 rebates. People have really pursued this program and recognized the value. And the other thing that's important to note is that all of our products are labeled WaterSense products, which are the most common that you can buy retail. If you go to Home Depot, someone might be saying, well, this is too good to be true, $100. A toilet may cost $150. This is, wow, 75% of the cost. How could this be true? Well, it's because we're committed to making this work. And the large majority of the products available at Lowe's and Home Depot and other places are available and eligible for this program. And if you're just learning about the program now, I invite you to visit our webpage, SUEZconserve.com, where all of our rebates are listed and how you can redeem a recently purchased product, or we will recognize our purchases of the eligible products back to the beginning of the program, which is June of 2017. And we have a lot of people who retroactively get these rebates when they just learn about it. So, I mean, right off the bat, toilets are $100, washing machines are $100, shower heads are $15. These are the amount of rebates. Irrigation controls, another $50 rebate. Rain barrels, a $50 rebate. And then on the commercial side, we go into businesses at no charge, do a full evaluation of their water consumption, and then offer ways that they can save money through purchase of rebates. And that's been a very popular program as well. In addition to the conservation program, rebates, both residential and commercial, we introduced at the same time, June of 2017, again, innovative rate design that there's a 3-tier rate design that encourages customers to conserve water. And in fact, the way it's built is the people who use the less amount of water pay the lowest rate per water unit. So again, all that is available on our website. There are 3 tiers. The people who are in the highest tier using the most water per month pay the highest rate. The people in the lowest tier pay the lowest rate, and there is your incentive. So conservation is a very large part of our service here in Rockland. We're quite proud of the program that we created and deployed and still run. And in fact, the PSC in the rate case that was decided on July 16th acknowledged the success of it in such a way that they approved our proposal to expand the program to Westchester. So our 200,000 customers in Westchester County, in and around New Rochelle. We serve the city of New Rochelle and 13 municipalities around that city. They will soon be those rebates will soon be available to them, as well as the rate design to them. So again, conservation, very important to our company.
Just for as a side note to those of you that are listening, if you go to rocklandwork.org and you're watching the video of this presentation, there is a PDF download that's available just underneath the YouTube video, and all the resources that Bill had mentioned, the SUEZ Conserve website, My SUEZ Water, as well as the SUEZ Facebook page for updates. They are all available on the PDF document that is uploaded. So just as a side note on that. Next piece we're going to talk about is the high school scholarships by SUEZ. And as I mentioned before, Bill and I serve on the North Rockland High School Academy of Finance, run by Timothy Ali. It's a great program. Students that are really interested in learning the inner workings of business and how to conduct themselves, how to get things done. And even our company's benefited from it. We've taken on several interns. I imagine SUEZ has as well. So tell us a little bit about, and it's not just North Rockland, I imagine, but tell us about the high school scholarships via SUEZ.
Sure. Each year we partner with the National Association of Water Companies, the NAWC, on a scholarship program for high school seniors who are pursuing any type of career in the water industry, largely engineering, but there are lots of environmental science programs now that we acknowledge as part of our industry. This year we gave in Rockland 4 $3,000 scholarships. The competition was intense. I think we had 35 applicants. We, of course, we've had this program for many years, so we network through the guidance counselors in Rockland County. And we, because of the pandemic, so many public events were canceled. In the past, we brought our winners and their parents to the Hotel Thayer in West Point and had an awards dinner where we recognized them for their terrific high school careers, wish them well in college. This year, of course, we couldn't do that. We So I'll mention the names of the students that won: Julianne Donahue of Pearl River, William Grippy of Tappan Zee High School, Daniel Murray from Pearl River, and Nelson Thomas from Clarkstown North. Those were our 4 winners this year. They've been notified, et cetera, and we put out a news release. And gosh, if we were able to have a public event anytime soon, we'd do that, but that doesn't look very promising. So, but we're quite proud of those students. Again, in the past, we've brought outside judges in to choose those winners. That became complicated this year, so we brought in a diverse group of people internally to look at the applications and to pick the winners.
Nice, very nice. And finally, we have SUEZ as a corporate citizen.
Sure. So I joined the company about 5.5 years ago. As you had mentioned before, I've been in the Rockland in the business community since 1979, and I remember the great banks of Provident Bank and Union State Bank, where they built very, very successful banks in Rockland and the region by investing intellectual capital in the communities where they serve. And they did that by, asking their management, the members of the management team, to become members of nonprofit boards. And for years, every major board had either someone from Provident Bank or someone from Union State Bank, and it made a great impression on me. And for all the obvious reasons, it built trust, it increased their expertise, and naturally, not only did their lawyers and their accountants and their other professionals provide their core competency to those nonprofits, but they also supported them through golf outings and dinners and other things. So I brought that program here to SUEZ when I started. When I came here 5.5 years ago, we were on 3 community boards. We're now on 12 community boards. Members of our management team are on many different nonprofits in Rockland, and you'll recognize a lot of them. So between board of directors and advisory boards, we are on Leadership Rockland, ARC, Mental Health Association, Rockland Business Association, Mental Health Association, Big Brothers and Sisters. The list goes on and on. And not only, again, do we support them, our HR director is on the United Way board, and naturally she can provide her expertise in human resources. But of course we support, because we feel strongly of backing that support with money and dollars. We support all of their Day of Carings and other events. And we walk the walk, if you would, the same way all the other 11 boards that we're on. So in addition to the COVID grants that we've responded to the current crisis, day to day, crisis or no crisis, we are embedded in the Rockland community through business and nonprofit boards, which is especially important to me since I've lived here since 1968.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and as a small business owner, on my end, I started my business about 14 years ago, and immediately got involved in various community groups, chambers of commerce, and such. I have friends that have railed on me for years. Why do you spend so much time working on this, that, and the other when you can be focusing just on your business? But I always felt, even early on, that it's an important component of business, having a cause to align with that. I mean, it's got to align with one's values, but also it's just a nice thing to do. I mean, we're all working on these different things to improve our society. So I think it's important for any company, large or small, to be involved. So kudos to SUEZ.
Right. I mean, it's for us, it's relentless. I mean, for example, our building that we just moved out of at 360, we had plenty of furniture that we were going to throw out. I thought it was reasonable furniture. So we put the word out to the nonprofits, and I couldn't believe the response. Meals on Wheels rented a moving van and filled the van with our furniture. Venture took a lot of furniture. United Way took a lot of furniture, and there's still other people coming through, picking nice former desks and filing cabinets and chairs, et cetera, et cetera. So, I mean, that's another component of our community giving program. And much to our delight, last year, the most prominent business awards in Rockland, called the Pinnacle Awards, sponsored by the Rockland Business Association, SUEZ won the Corporate Citizenship Award. So we were quite proud of getting that acknowledgement from a major business group of our investment in the community.
Very cool. So we have a few questions for the community. We have a segment called Rapid Fire. Normally I'd put this on the screen, but like I mentioned, I had to switch over to the phone because of the internet connection today. And again, thank you everybody for accommodating that, but we're getting through it. So we have 3 rapid fire questions, and just as a primer for those of you that are hearing this for the first time, we typically go out to the community and we ask on the various Facebook community groups of Rockland County, and there's many of them. The North Rockland community alone has 20,000 people that participate in it. Clarkstown community about 10, Pearl River about 7 or 8, Suffern, Haverstraw, Nyack. And we ask for various questions from the community, and typically they'll come back and respond. So today we have 3 questions, and they're asked, and then we go for about a minute or so on each question. The first question that we got was, how much will the new rate case, I added in the word case here, how much will the new rate case affect my monthly bill?
Sure. So it's about a $4 increase in their monthly bill. Again, we believe there's great value in that increase. Keep in mind that in Rockland County, the average bill is about $60, which is still among the lowest regular household expenses. You're paying less than a penny a gallon for your usage in Rockland County, so we think we've done well to keep that price down. And the $4, the increase of $4 a month comes with great value that we've discussed already. In Rockland County, $330 million of infrastructure investment. That includes improvements to wells and dams and pumps and pipes. And the 4-year plan will allow us to save a lot of money on frequent rate filings, which are very expensive. And the 4-year plan provides our customers with rate certainty. They'll know what their rates are for the next 4 years, as opposed to over the past years, we've had rate cases every year, every 2 years. So there are a lot of benefits and great value to the current rate plan that was approved on July 16th.
Got it. And you actually mentioned, that's the second question. What improvements to infrastructure do you have planned? So we went over that a little bit.
Yep.
We could hop over that question.
Sure.
And what are the dollar values of the rebates in the conservation program that you had mentioned prior, which I believe is available on My SUEZ Water? Was that correct?
Right. So nope. SUEZconserve.com.
SUEZconserve.com
is where they can see a full overview of the program and learn how to submit their receipt for the product that they've bought in the past or buy in the future. And again, substantial rebates, $100 for a toilet, $100 for a washing machine, all must be eligible. But as I said, the great majority of these products that are available at any retail and store in Rockland are available. Irrigation control is $50, rain barrels $50, shower head $15, and then commercial enterprises have the ability to get a free water audit, and then we'll do an assessment of how the rebate program can help them.
Wonderful. Well, that is our last question. Bill, I want to thank you for being a guest today on Friday Forum. Very much appreciated.
Glad to be here.
No, you're a busy man. I mean, just from your bio alone, but hopefully, I'm just going to turn off the spotlight video on my phone. But hopefully SUEZ will continue to be a good corporate citizen, and we'll look forward to more updates from you over the course of time. So that's it for today for our Friday Forum. Thank you everyone for participating. Our next forum will be on Friday, August 14th at 12:30 p.m. Until then, I wish everybody a really safe weekend, enjoyable, and we'll see you next week on Friday Forum. Take care.
Thank you.
Everyone. Bye-bye.